Imagine walking into a room and noticing someone who isn't necessarily the most striking person by conventional standards, yet you find your gaze returning to them. There's a magnetic quality to their presence. They aren't loud or vying for attention, but they seem completely at home in their own skin. They listen with genuine interest, speak without a need to impress, and their laughter seems to come from a deep, unforced place within. This pull you feel, this undeniable attraction, has very little to do with their physical form and everything to do with a quality that is both rare and profoundly appealing. A deep, unshakable sense of security. A truly secure person carries an invisible aura of comfort and possibility. They are attractive because they offer a space free from judgment, both for themselves and for you. In a world that often feels like a continuous performance, where we are constantly curating our images and managing perceptions, encountering someone who has stepped off that stage is like finding an oasis of calm. Their attractiveness is not a laser-focused beam meant to seduce, but a warm, ambient light that makes everyone in their vicinity feel a little brighter, a little more seen, and a little more at ease. So, what is this security, and how does it manifest in a way that is so universally compelling? It is not arrogance or a puffed-up sense of self-importance. In fact, it is the absolute opposite. Arrogance is often a loud and clumsy mask for deep-seated insecurity. It shouts, "Look at me," because it is terrified of being overlooked. True security, however, is quiet. It is the quiet confidence of a tree with deep roots. It doesn't need to announce its stability. It simply stands firm in storms and sunshine alike. This inner security is a foundational belief in one's own worth, independent of external validation. It is the understanding that your value is not a fluctuating stock price based on your latest achievement, your social media likes, or the approval of others. It is a constant. A secure person knows in their bones that they are worthy of love and respect simply because they exist. This core belief fundamentally alters how they move through the world and interact with everyone they meet. One of the most attractive manifestations of this security is emotional equilibrium. A secure person is not thrown off balance by minor inconveniences or crushed by criticism. They experience the full range of human emotions, sadness, anger, fear, but they do not become overwhelmed by them. They can sit with discomfort without needing to immediately blame someone else or numb the feeling. In a conflict, they don't hear a disagreement as an attack on their entire character. They can separate the action from the person, allowing them to engage in difficult conversations without becoming defensive. This emotional resilience is incredibly attractive because it promises safety. You know that this person will not shatter under pressure, that they can handle your complexities and your own difficult emotions without making it about them. They become a steady harbor in the chaotic seas of life. This security also births a profound capacity for presence. An insecure mind is a noisy, crowded place. It is preoccupied with the past, ruminating on slights and mistakes, or anxious about the future, worrying about what might go wrong. This internal noise makes true connection impossible. A secure person, however, has the ability to quiet that noise. They can truly be where their feet are. When they are with you, they are with you. Their eyes don't dart around the room looking for someone more important to talk to. They aren't half composing their next witty remark while you're speaking. This quality of deep, undivided attention is one of the most precious gifts one human can give to another. To be truly heard and seen without an agenda is a rare and potent experience. It makes the person offering that attention irresistibly attractive because in their presence, you feel like you are the most important person in the world. Furthermore, a secure individual possesses a genuine, non-competitive joy for the success of others. Insecurity thrives on comparison. It looks at a friend's promotion, a colleague's new relationship, or a neighbor's new car, and feels a pang of lack, as if their success diminishes your own. A secure person has a completely different internal framework. They operate from a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. They believe there is enough success, love, and joy to go around. Therefore, your victory feels like their victory. They can celebrate your achievements with an authentic, open heart. This lack of envy is profoundly liberating and attractive. It creates relationships based on mutual support rather than silent rivalry. You never have to dim your light around them for fear of making them feel small. In fact, they will be the ones holding the lamp to help you shine brighter. This inner foundation also allows for radical vulnerability, which is often mistaken for weakness but is, in fact, the ultimate expression of courage and strength. A secure person does not feel the need to project an image of perfection. They can admit when they are wrong, say "I don't know," and ask for help when they need it. They can share their struggles and fears without shame. This vulnerability is a powerful invitation. It gives everyone around them permission to be their imperfect, authentic selves. It dismantles the exhausting facade we often feel compelled to maintain. When someone is brave enough to be real, it creates a deep bond of trust and humanity that is far more attractive than any polished, flawless mask could ever be. How does one cultivate this coveted inner security? It is not a destination one arrives at, but a garden one must continually tend. It begins with self-awareness, which requires turning a kind and curious gaze inward. It means asking yourself difficult questions. Where am I seeking validation from others? What triggers my defensiveness? What stories am I telling myself about my own worth? This is not an act of self-criticism, but of compassionate inquiry. A crucial part of this process is learning to reframe your relationship with failure and criticism. A secure person sees failure not as a verdict on their identity, but as data. It is a lesson, not a life sentence. They can extract the wisdom from the experience without letting it define them. Similarly, they can receive criticism without collapsing or retaliating. They can sift through the feedback, take what is useful for their growth, and discard the rest, all without their core self-worth being damaged. Another essential practice is the conscious curation of your inner dialogue. We all have a voice in our heads, but for many, that voice is a harsh critic. Building security requires challenging that critic and learning to speak to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer a dear friend. This is the practice of self-compassion. It is acknowledging your humanity, your flaws and your struggles with a sense of shared human experience rather than with judgment. Finally, security is built through action. It is reinforced every time you make a choice aligned with your values, even when it's difficult. It grows when you set and maintain healthy boundaries, communicating your needs and limits clearly and respectfully. It deepens when you take responsibility for your life and your happiness, refusing to play the role of a victim to circumstances. Each courageous action, no matter how small, is a brick laid in the foundation of your inner fortress. To become a truly secure person is to embark on the most important journey you will ever take. It is a journey that moves you from seeking love to becoming love, from chasing validation to embodying worth, from performing for an audience to living from your center. And the beautiful, almost magical consequence of this inner work is that it makes you a magnet for healthy, fulfilling connections. You become more attractive not because you are trying to be, but because you have become a person of substance, of depth, of quiet power. You stop attracting people who are drawn to a facade, and you start attracting those who are captivated by the authentic, solid, and radiant person you have become. In the end, the greatest attraction is not to a perfect face or a sculpted body, but to a whole and peaceful soul.